All right. Welcome back. Check your clock right now. It is 8:01, which means, again, we're still hanging out with you guys on your commutes. We're hanging out with you guys, whether you're in your classroom, getting your things set up, whatever you're doing. We're giving you guys those last minute things that you need to know on GMSA Plus.
That's right. And again, you can download our app, the TV app on your smart TVs. It's really easy to do. All you got to do is search for KSAT Plus. Do that on Roku, all of your streaming platforms there as well. And you will get this content coming to you right here. And of course, you can stream us, KSAT.com. Any other way that you find KSAT 12, we have got your back. Okay, so I just had a little bit more coffee right now, right? Kind of get that little extra boost that I need. Maybe I drink too much coffee.
Look at you.
Okay, we need to go back to earlier today.
Oh my gosh, y'all keep putting me on the spot. I know I'm not the only one that does this.
We need to go back. I need to know the origins of warm water. So, okay, this is something that you would drink in order to get warm.
So all you just need is one gulp of hot water, warm water, because sometimes, you know, you go in the Keurig and the water drips down and you're just like, I don't want it tasting like nothing, so just put the water in there if you ain't got no tea. And you just take one swig and it just warms up your entire body. That's how I used to do it. And then sometimes you can throw in a little bitty tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in there.
I've heard of that. Yes, I have heard of that.
It's not there for the taste. It's there for the feeling.
Well, whatever works for you, to get you through these like cold temperatures. Obviously, Jeff's doing her own
thing. I'm doing my own thing, and guess what? Justin's doing his own thing as well, because I'm telling you, man, we've been talking about this for a while now, cold temperatures and all that good stuff. One day I'm going to bring y'all a cup of warm water, and we're all going to just
bring some Swiss Miss with it.
Some tea or something.
Cold water, yes, but nobody drinks just hot water.
Come on now. It makes you a little burpy, but it works.
Okay.
It works.
On that note.
Okay, then. Learn something new every day. Hey, I just got the pollen count in here. So mountain cedar, light, molds are light. So mountain cedar comes down. That's good.
Hey, I'll take that.
That'll help our allergies suffer.
Mountain cedar, I need, is there wood? Where's the wood? Knock on some wood for me. Mountain cedar has not been so bad this season. Let's hope it stays that way. We technically would be right in the peak of mountain cedar season at this point. Okay, temperatures this morning. Down to 32 here in San Antonio, 32 Converse, 32 Port SA. It's been cold, but not bitterly cold here in town. Now, Comfort and Kerrville, it's a different story. 21 in Comfort, 24 Kerrville, hard freeze up there. We did not see a hard freeze here in San Antonio, and we're fine with that. Rain chances. We don't get any rain chances really tomorrow, but Wednesday night we start to bring them up. 40% chance, 70% chance Thursday, 40% chance Thursday night. Notice I'm saying rain here because in San Antonio it's going to be basically just a cold rain. I'm not really concerned about any sort of ice here in town. Now, as you get north of town, that's where we may run into some issues. This is a futurecast, and we're still waiting on some new computer model runs to make their way in, but this is one of our high-resolution models, and it does show all liquid here around town, but this is Thursday, by the way, 7 a.m. But we do start to see some of that pink color, which represents freezing rain and sleet, and I think that's going to be the main issues in the hill country, especially around Fredericksburg and Kerrville. I think that's kind of the corridor where we could see some of this maybe accumulate a little bit and cause some issues on the bridges and overpasses. But this is noontime Thursday, and it's still showing all rain here around San Antonio. So I don't think we have a lot of concerns here other than to say you'll want a big coat and you'll want your umbrella on Thursday if you're here in town for sure. These are the ice impacts, and this is basically a graphic showing what kind of impact you're going to have as far as roads and just basically impacting your life in some kind of way. And we think it'll be a minor impact from Bernie to Kerrville to Fredericksburg over to Rock Springs. So bridges and overpasses mainly, but we do have a major interstate that runs through here, so we know how that can get a little icy in these events. We'll be watching it closely, but again, this is during the day on Thursday. Your extended forecast here, 40 tomorrow, clouds roll in, 37 Thursday with that 70% chance of rain. 46 Friday, notice temperatures even in the morning staying above freezing, but we may dip back down below freezing Saturday morning with clear skies, and it warms up in a big way over the weekend. So looking good. You can, put the hot water away.
Hey, Justin, I will say this though. So check this out. I did look on TechSat right now, and there is there is an ice prevention convoy, 35 northbound southbound Bexar County line to Posey Road. Okay, so I appreciate the proactive that's going into this, but are we expecting anything funky to take place on our roadways like that?
It's a great question. I can see why people would be concerned. They see the roadways getting treated. I think TxDOT does this out of an abundance of caution.
Okay.
And look, these temperatures, They can fluctuate a little bit, and we can see that freezing line maybe come a little bit further south. But I'm feeling more and more confident that San Antonio should be just fine. Now, the exceptions, as we always say, are going to be those flyover ramps on 1604 as you get north. Sometimes, because they're so high up, those can get a little bit dicey. But I think by and large, San Antonio should be fine.
All right, good news right there for all our travelers.
Definitely. And I believe that Posey Road, that's up a little bit closer towards San Marcos. So yeah, if you're going up 35, going up to Guadalupe, Bexar County, that sort of area, Comal County, so seems to be a little bit of concerns out there. Yeah, that's something we're going to be checking on today with TxDOT. How about overpasses and things like that. We got that new flyover that's open there at 1604 and I-10. So yes. Yeah, that's definitely something that's going to be new for TxDOT to deal with.
Yes.
Thanks, my man.
So in the same vein of traffic, we got to get to the roadways because, again, maybe you guys are stuck in some type of construction zone. Maybe you're, just out and about in traffic. With our main man, if you look to your left or right to see if you see drive cam. And if you do, this is our photojournalist, Alex Gomez, having a good time this morning. Good morning, Alex. Look at you wrapped up.
All bundled up still. What's up, Alex? How's it going, man?
Oh, Alex, turn your audio on, baby. Do we have Alex?
No, it's on. It's on.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I was like, Alex, we want to talk to you.
There we go. There we go.
Okay. I'm actually driving downtown right now. This is going to be we're going to be seeing for at least the next week and a half. This is 35 southbound on the upper level because we do have one major lane blocked right at Fine Silver Curve. So that's why we have a slowdown that we're going to be seeing, and it's from Fine Silver Curve all the way back past the 281-35 interchange. So remember that if you need to go past this exit, the I-10 West exit, to go to 90, just stay on that lower level. You shouldn't be seeing this much of a slowdown, and then you would have no issues. But again, this is going to be here at least until next Friday, Jaffney.
All right, man. Well, hey, you stay safe out there. We already know. Look, we got people driving along.
San Antonio Drive.
I love seeing that because guess what? Again, we guys are out with you. We're literally on the roads. We're in your speakers, hopefully, if you got KSAT Plus turned up, GMSA Plus. We are keeping the news of your day going with everything that you need to know. So much more ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Definitely want to keep in touch with everything that we're looking for over the next, after this break. We have got a couple of overnight stories here, a couple of crime stories that we want to get you updated on, plus a big updates here to our KSAT Investigates piece as well. So we definitely got a lot going on. Stick with us. We're on GMSA Plus, hanging out with Jaff and RJ on a Tuesday morning. We'll be back right after this break.
All right, welcome back. GMSA Plus right here on KSAT Plus. And again, thanks so much for carrying us with you guys. I know you guys are always dealing with, your news of the day. You want to know about it now. And sometimes when the GMSA is over, you think to yourself, I got to wait till 9 o'clock to hear something. And you'd be tempted to click over to other sources, but you don't have to do that no more.
No,
because
definitely not.
We are here with you, okay?
Yeah.
Giving you all type of headlines from the good stuff to the not so good stuff.
Yeah, so the way we're kind of doing this is that once we wrap up our 6 o'clock hour, we basically transition right on to KSAT Plus. So this is GMSA Plus. So we definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us on a Tuesday morning. We do want to get to a couple of our top stories though this morning, Jaff.
So of course we got the headline or the identity of that man killed last week after being hit by a car on the highway. Now, we always know how traumatizing that situation could be, especially if that's a family member of yours.
Absolutely. So this happened a little over a week ago on December 30th. San Antonio police tell us that this individual, identified as 41-year-old Michael McNunn, was in the center lane of the Loop 410 access road near Hunter's Pond on the city's south side. A female driver told police that she did not see him until after she allegedly hit him. McNunn died at the scene, and so far it's unclear if that driver in this case is facing any charges.
That was one of the stories that we brought. That happened on GMSA, didn't it?
I believe so. I know I was off for a couple of days there, but I want to say, this is a follow-up to a story that we originally had.
So our thoughts and prayers are obviously out to that person's family because, again, that's a tough thing to deal with, especially around the holiday season. Moving on to our other top stories right now, San Antonio police are looking for a deadly shooting suspect and looking into this deadly shooting shooting on the city's east side. Officers say that it happened just before 9:30 last night on Schley Avenue. This is not far from Highlands High School. If you're in that area and you've seen that street sign, you know that this is where that kind of took place. SAPD says that the man was found dead on the street, and get this, a homeowner was actually hit by a bullet inside of his house. So homeowner is expected to be okay, fortunately. SAPD says that at least 10 shell casings were recovered at the scene. And right now, there are no leads regarding the shooter or the suspected vehicle involved. However, police did say that the shooting did not appear to be random. So this is one of those situations where if you see something, say something. If you know anything, help police out as much as possible, especially if you got Ring cameras in the neighborhood, stuff like that, because again, this is one of those cases where we got to get the bad guy off the street.
Yeah, absolutely. So something we will continue to follow there and check back in with police on that one. Moving on, a big KSAT Investigate story that we've been doing a while now, doing a lot of stuff with Windcrest, their police chief, Jap. I know Dylan Collier has been doing a lot of work on this. But he was fired after morale complaints from officers and accusations that he tried to silence the free speech of residents. But former Chief Jimmy Cole defends his actions while in charge, saying that he had a responsibility to and ethics complaints. The city has paid more than, get this, $42,000 to 2 law firms to examine complaints that are involving Jimmy Cole.
I think it's important that the taxpayers of the city of Windcrest understand that their city leaders are spending enormous amounts of money to have not one set but 2 sets of lawyer eyes review complaints.
So tonight on the Night Beat, story is going to continue. We got the target of many of those complaints going to speak with KSAT about her issues with the former police chief. So something a lot of people have been following. Obviously, you never want to hear that kind of stuff going down in your departments out there that are supposed to be designated to give safety and to help each other out in the building. But again, more investigation is going into that.
Yeah. Well, that's a look at a couple of our top stories today. Obviously, we're still in theme with the cold because I'm sure a lot of y'all maybe in the cars right now, got the heaters going, the seat warmers. Have you ever had a car with a seat warmer?
Dude, okay, so fun fact, my car, his name is Charlie. It's a Jeep, and what he does is he automatically turns on without my permission or my consent. And I'm like, dude, I'm like sitting there and I'm like, why am I boiling in this seat? Anyway, it feels great around this time of year because again, you guys got to do what you got to do to stay warm.
I don't have them. My car's a little bit older, a little bit longer in the tooth and stuff. So I don't even, the seat warmers are not even a thing. But I did ride in an Uber over the holidays and my burns were burning.
They burned you. Okay, yeah.
I had to tell the guy, like, hey, man, can you turn off this these seat warmers up here?
Good Lord. No. So obviously there are a lot of things that we can do to stay warm, and we've been blessed with, the privilege of having a chance to stay warm. But unfortunately, there is a population out there who may find that a struggle to find any kind of help. And that's why we got like the warming shelters taking place right now. But something else that we got to talk about here is that growing housing concern in San Antonio, where some new data from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development showing our city ranks 2nd in the state for the highest homeless population.
That's right. So are we going to go to that package right now? Okay, we're going to come with that story coming up right after this very short break. Stick with us on GMSA Plus. All right, welcome back to GMSA Plus on KSAT Plus, where you could take us anywhere that you need to go. And right before the break, we were talking about this growing housing concern here in the Alamo City, including some of this new data, again, from the urban development officials that's showing our city now ranks 2nd in the state. This is hard to believe for the highest homeless population counts.
Yeah, so but our A.B. Everett, who is here with us, she breaks down when San Antonio surpassed Houston and Austin and what's been done to address it.
Barefooted, no blankets.
As the cold comes through, Andre Carruthers says he's concerned.
These people don't have no place to go.
He once was homeless, and now more than ever, he says this community needs help.
They need shelter, they need people that really love them, and it's coming from the heart.
San Antonio now ranks 2nd in the state for the biggest homeless population count.
So we continue to see challenges across the country and here in San Antonio.
A new report from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development shows San Antonio's homeless population in 2024 was estimated to be 3,398. That comes in less than Dallas's total, but higher than Houston, Austin, or Fort Worth's. This data was collected through the point-in-time count. That means one night each year, officials and volunteers physically count the number of people in shelters and in the street. San Antonio saw a jump in families facing homelessness.
That is an area where we undoubtedly have to make headway.
But our city saw success in shelter space actually being used.
Our shelter system is working very well relative to the country as a whole.
So where's the solution?
We're going to try to get 500 folks into shelter beds from the streets this year.
We need more affordable housing. We need higher paying jobs.
But ultimately, it's going to take a lot of coordination towards those longer term, big picture solutions like permanent supportive housing.
A tall order, but one both the city and community say they're trying to address.
The point in time count for this year is actually already scheduled to happen on January 28th, but we likely won't see the city's data until May, and then the rest of the state's data until this time next year. Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
So yeah, no, one is always too much for me.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's very concerning when you see those numbers so high, and then you think to yourself, "Oh, it's right in our backyard."
Yeah.
You know, so we're up there battling it out with cities that seem bigger.
Exactly, yeah, especially the Houston one. That one definitely kind of surprised me there. So something that we will continue to obviously monitor. Yeah, you do want to make sure, of course, what are the 4 Ps? People being first. You want to make sure that you check on relatives that are maybe looking for some sort of shelter, some sort of warmth during this cold snap. Pets, plants, and of course your pipes.
Yes,
You got your pipes wrapped?
Boy, I hope the homeowner prior to me got it wrapped, but I'm still adulting, y'all. I'm still adulting. I'm figuring it out.
Yeah,
but I do got my faucets dripping, even though Justin said that we probably won't need that.
And bows inside?
Bows inside.
Okay,
oh, yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, you guys already know that, again, this show and this program that we're doing now that's online and through KSAT Plus is meant to kind of just carry on those headline stories, your traffic, your weather, things that you need to know while you're in the moment of needing to know them.
Yeah.
We kind of carry that on for you guys, and pretty soon we're going to be extending the length of this, giving you guys more stories, some fun talkers, you know, anything that you need. That's what GMSA Plus is all about. Of course, coming up at GMSA on 9, we're going to continue our news coverage, including more about those warming shelters. We got more about what the city of San Antonio is doing with the Spurs Arena. You name it.
That's a big deal too. I know obviously we're talking about construction, the fine silver curve. That's going to be a big thing. I'm going to jump on there, do some sports. You know, my Spurs, I don't know what happened to them. They let me down last night.
114 and 110?
114, 110, but they led by 9. I'll just save it all.
You remember my argument?
My
argument at first was that, you know, it's not technically losing if they that close. I'm tired of saying that. Y'all need to start winning. But either way. A lot of fun stuff coming your way, guys. But again, we appreciate you so much for tuning in with us. We know that kind of takes an extra step to plug in and do all the extra stuff with us. But again, we're giving you stuff that you want to know and you need to know for your family.
Absolutely. All right. Hopefully you guys have a great Tuesday throughout the rest of the day. Make sure to stay warm and watch out for those loved ones out there. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. GMSA Plus on KSAT Plus. Have a good one, y'all.